Hey guys, Z Dre here, and we just got a Nintendo Direct Mini, so let's take a look at what was announced. First, Nintendo started off letting everyone know that release dates are subject to change considering what's going on now, which is, completely understandable. So, of course, the release dates given were kind of vague and, like I said, completely understandable. So, they started off by announcing my, second favorite thing for gaming, DLC.
Sarcasm? You think?
Can't get me enough of DLC. Consume, 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 right? Yeah. The DLC announced was for Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necrodancer, featuring The Legend of Zelda. Josh, is that really the name? No, I'm not being sarcastic, Josh. Is that really the name of the game? So yeah, try saying that 3 times fast. I actually have heard good things about the game. It's not really my thing, but while I'm inherently okay with DLC, I'm not really okay with the way the game companies put out DLC usually. If it's a legitimate content that it can extend the length of a game that isn't a feature that was cut from the game, it's okay as long as it's, properly and reasonably priced. As I said, I haven't played this game, so hopefully the DLC is, responsible and will give people more ways to play a game that they really enjoy. 3 different DLCs were announced. They all seem to feature different songs from the little snippets they played. They did sound really good, and apparently there's a season pass you can get, or if you wait till October, you can actually just buy the complete game at a cheaper price. I would imagine, because it's a bundle. Moving along, they announced a third-person shooter called Rogue Company. It's described as a third-person tactical shooter that puts the fate of the world in your hands. Suit up as one of the elite agents of Rogue Company, each with their own individual skills, and go to war with a variety of different game modes. It has a very cartoony look to it and seems like just a generic, or just another generic multiplayer shooter, really. It says cross platform play and progression will be available from day one, which is always great to see. People can play the PC at home, and then if they want to go out and play with their Switch, it's really the best of both worlds. I mean, that's what I would say if it wasn't an Epic Store exclusive. I actually gave them a shot, and it's hands down just a pathetic storefront, and it hasn't gotten any better. I think really the only major thing they added in was cloud saves, and even that I've seen a lot of people have had, issues with. I bought one game and have had quite a few issues that I don't experience on literally any other platform, and it's really just soured for me from going back. I mean, even like Origin and Uplay are better than it. If they can, it's just brute force into the market, and it's not really competition. At this point, third person online shooters are just so heavily saturated in the market. At some point, you have to wonder when enough is enough. They all can't be Fortnite, so this one really didn't seem like anything different. Time will tell if it will last, but like I said, there's just so many of those free to play games out there. You know, some are gonna fail. Next, they showed a trailer for WWE 2K Battlegrounds. It's kind of like a cartoonish, over the top version of WWE that has so many particle effects. That might be what The Rock was smelling. The trailer featured some Oscar level acting. Not really too much to say about it. I did grow up loving wrestling, although I haven't watched it in over a decade. It's, still nice to see that it's, going along. I heard WWE 2K20 was an absolute train wreck, and the glitches were pretty hilarious that I saw. So hopefully this game will give some wrestling fans a decent game to play till they can come out with, the main one next year. Although it does seem to be focused on a younger crowd, so I don't think it's really going to be for everyone. But it's something, you know. They finished up with an actual kind of surprising announcement, or at least to me. I don't really watch or pay attention to rumors, so maybe this has been heavily rumored. I personally didn't know about it. They said that they would be remastering Shin Megami Tensei 3 for the Switch, which is a series that I've always wanted to try. I was initially curious why they didn't release all the games, but from what I can tell, you don't need to play them in order. Although if someone does know more about the games, let me know in the comments. Like I said, I've been interested in playing them. I haven't played them, so I don't know too much about them other than, the little bit I looked up. It does look like 3 is actually already available on the PS3 as a PS2 classic. If you guys don't have a PS3 still, but like I've been going back, and the PS3 had a really good lineup of games you can get online for like PS1 and PS2 classics. It's a lot of stuff I found there, like kind of like gems that can be really expensive to buy physically, but you can get them actually pretty cheap digitally. And I also guess the first game in the series is available on iOS, so you can start from the beginning. I don't really game on phones, so, but if they brought it to the Switch, I'd be interested. The second game has yet to have English localization, so if 3 is a big hit, I wonder if it will finally go ahead and do that. I can't see why not. From the trailer, the game looks really interesting and might even be a day one buy for me, assuming it's properly priced, which is always a huge issue with Switch games, especially remasters and ports. The Switch tax is real. It doesn't look like it got a huge facelift in the graphical department, and you can definitely still tell it was originally a PS2 game. I mean, at least from what I can tell. I mean, it looks like a PS2 game. I haven't played the original, so maybe it looks significantly better, but it does still look like a PS2 game. I would hope that the frame rate is at least 60 FPS, since the graphics don't really look that great. Remains to be seen, but that would be a really nice thing for them to add in. It seems like the PS2 version was well received, getting an 82 on Metacritic. I honestly don't know much about the games, but from quick research, it seems like you're a high school student that is transformed into a half-demon after an apocalyptic event. Gameplay-wise, it seems like a pretty, typical JRPG. And personally, I actually like turn-based combat. I know some people don't. I do. So I'm totally fine with that, It's on the slate to release in spring 2021, so we're gonna have to wait a bit. Although, if you do want to play it now, I guess you could play the PS3 version, assuming that's still in the store. I can't imagine why not. And also, the fourth one is available on 3DS still, I believe. Even more surprisingly, and like I said, I don't look at rumors, so maybe it's not a surprise, they announced the fifth game in the series right after, aptly named Shin Megami Tensei 5, which just got a general 2021 release date. So this must be huge for the fans of the franchises, having 2 games to look forward to on the Switch. It is curious that they left out the fourth game, because like I said, it was on the 3DS. It seems like a perfect thing to port over. But like I said earlier, if these 3 sells well, I can't imagine why they wouldn't bring the fourth game and maybe even like localize a second to put it on the Switch. Nintendo, for whatever reason, does seem to have a really head-scratching practice of releasing some games in numbered franchises and not others. Trails of Cold Steel, for some reason, they're releasing the third game in the series and not releasing the first 2. It's like a extremely story-driven game. I can't imagine playing the third game without playing the first 2. It would be... I wouldn't even recommend it, but maybe there's some licensing issues or something in that one. But it's happened with other stuff too. Never understand it, but it happens. But I'll stop on that subject before I rant for another hour. Anyways, while it was short, at least gave Nintendo fans something, considering it seems like they're kind of desperate for news right now, and I don't blame them. It's been kind of dry. There's really no big release this year. Usually they have a giant... I mean, they have had big releases already earlier in the year, but there's nothing big really announced for the end of the year. I know there are some rumors, even I've heard them, of like a Mario collection being remastered. You would think, it's July, at this point you'd think they'd announce it, but maybe they'll do another one of these and announce that. That would be really cool to see. But this Direct already has 1.6 million views in the first day of it being uploaded at time of writing, which is as much as the Ubisoft Forward event has gotten in the past week. So people are obviously, very eager to hear the Nintendo news. I'm sure it might even be 2 million by the time you see this video. So let me know down in the comments if there's any games in the Direct you're looking forward to. Like I said, personally, I'm pretty excited for the Shin Megami Tensei games. Even might dust off my 3DS to try out the fourth game. And if there was an announcement you were expecting or hoping to see, but didn't, let me know. It feels like this year is going to be light on Switch games, which is a shame because I do love that console. Maybe they have something in their back pocket that they'll announce soon, hopefully. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to see gaming reviews and the latest gaming news. And be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. And I will see you in the next video.